Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. So we are here in Seva Kunj. There's different types of programs, different types of devotee programs. Ishta Goshti means with like-minded devotees, where you can really discuss deeply topics of bhakti that nourishes the soul. And then there are programs for the public to try to bring them into the fold and try to help them understand this conception, how profound it is. But today we're in an assembly of like-minded devotees, so we'll try to have a discussion on our highest ideal. A lot of the times we hear, Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. Chant Krishna's names. Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, worship Krishna. Koro Krishna Shiksha, teach everyone Krishna's instructions. This is for the public, and this is very important. Mahaprabhu said, go out and preach about Krishna, Krishna consciousness. So this is how we preach to the masses and how we bring them into the fold. But when we say Krishna consciousness, who is Krishna conscious? To the highest extent, Srimati Radharani. So without Radharani, there's no Krishna consciousness. She is the personification of Krishna consciousness. Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavi Kamati is coming from her. So what is her Upadesh? She is very shy. So therefore, Krishna says, okay, you won't preach openly. Radharani says, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, those who speak about prem are mostly cheaters. Mostly cheaters. Those who have tasted real prem, even they hesitate to speak about it. Apane bhajana katha nakahivo jatatata. Arthan Das Thakur says, don't speak about your bhajan here and there openly. It's very intimate. Even Radharani says, how can I speak about prem? I don't have any. She says, I don't have even a drop of prem. But that when Krishna was pinching, then finally she speaks a little bit about prem. Prem tattva. And taking this essence, then Krishna decided, now I'll come again. Now this time, my Krishna Upadesh will be Gaura Upadesh. So Gaura Upadesh, the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are the teachings of Srimati Radharani. Why? Mahaprabhu is Krishna, but Bhava Dyuti is Radharani. His complexion and his mood, that is Radharani. So therefore he is Radha, Krishna, Milita Tanu, combined form of Radha Krishna. But Krishna coming to experience the moods of Srimati Radhika and also to teach them how soft and deep and precious and also powerful it is. Krishna came as a Gandharva because he was telling Radharani, why do you tolerate me? He was thinking, Radharani is so tolerant. When Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi Sunichena Torore Vasahishna, he's thinking of Radharani. How tolerant is Radharani? How humble is Radharani? She is the one who says, I don't have any love. And Krishna is saying, I'm doing so many crazy things, but still she tolerates me. Why? So one time Krishna dressed up as a Gandharva dancer from the heavenly realms, and he came to Radharani. And he said, for a long time I've been witnessing you and all the gopis and how much you're so lovingly serving Sri Krishna, even though he's such a rascal, even though he's such a debauchee, such a lampat. He's not faithful. He says, I love you the most, but then the next day, the next moment, he's with someone else. Why do you tolerate it? And for like 10, 20 minutes, Krishna, dressed as a Gandharva dancer so that Radharani can't tell, Yogamaya covers, so Radharani doesn't know. Krishna is abusing himself. And Radharani is like arrows striking her heart, one after another, one after another. Why? To Krishna's face, she may rebuke him, but she will not tolerate anyone else chastising Krishna. I may chastise Krishna as part of my praying, but no one else should say anything bad about him. He is my Krishna. This mamata premita adhika. Mamata is the qualification for praying. Mamata means mine. He is mine. My Krishna. Then naturally I am yours. Mamata means you are mine. This is Madhya Yashoda's mood. This is Radharani's mood. This is Nanda Baba's mood. We want that mood. Krishna is mine. We shouldn't think he is far away. He's right here. Krishna, he is right here. But we need to develop this mood. You are mine. You are mine. So Radharani, she heard Krishna talking bad about himself as a Gandharva. And then she said, okay, enough. Sometimes you have to let people just get it all out. Enough, more. Are you finished? Kept going. You finished yet? Okay. She said, you don't know the first thing about prema. Prema is like a lion that devours everything in its path. Love is like a lion that devours everything in its path. Nothing can stand in front of prema as an obstacle. That's why Gurudev said, be strong. I want my devotees to be so strong that if a boulder is set in front of them and bhakti is on the other side, they'll smash it to 1,000 pieces and go forward. Radharani says, those who talk about prema are mostly cheaters. Those who speak about it, don't have it, don't know it. It's very rare to find. Therefore, we speak about many things. But to speak about the highest topics takes highest adhikar. That's why it's not for the public. But when they are ready, then it can be distributed. Antaranishta bhaya loke kuru vyavahar. Mahaprabhu said, develop your nishta internally, very deep. Radharani said, love is like a lamp in your heart. Protect it. Protect it. Otherwise, if you expose it to the outside forces, the wind can blow it out. Wait for your love to become so powerful it's like a raging fire. Automatically it's going to burst out. Radharani said that love is so powerful it's like a lion. Any elephant comes in front of it, devours it, and moves forward. So she said real love, real prema is very confidential not only, but it's almost beyond words. So therefore it's something you must experience. Something you must develop into, evolve into. That's called the blossoming of consciousness, divine consciousness, Chaitanya. That is the Chaitanya mission. The blossoming of divine consciousness until you experience that bhav. Therefore, our Gurudev would say, you want to really effectively preach, go back to Godhead. Then Krishna may send you again. In the meantime, preach. But how do you preach? About the Guru Varga. Repeat as it is. Srila Prabhupada said, as without adulteration, present the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our Guru Varga. Then you can also be a spiritual teacher and help others. And you should do this as part of your means of development. So Radharani taught Krishna, very beautiful. You can read about this in Prem Samput. It's very beautiful. This is Radha Upadesh, Radharani's teachings, as written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So Krishna learned all these things and he thought, okay, now I should go in again. I should not only teach this, but I should practice. So therefore, Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvalitam Nomi Gaura Swarupam. Taking the complexion of Srimati Radhika and her moods, he appeared as Sachinandan Gaur Hari. And therefore for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we especially appreciate and take shelter of the teachings of Sachinandan Gaur Hari, understanding that Gaur Hari is coming to practice, and he preached after practicing. So we were talking about the childhood pastimes of Mahaprabhu, Nimai. First, Gaura-Lila, very naughty, like Krishna. Then scholar, Pandit. Wherever he could find Gadadhar Pandit, he would, in the streets, he would argue with him. And Gadadhar would go away. Swarup Damodar, the different associates. He was famous for arguing, loved to argue. But after his father passed away, Mahaprabhu went to Gaya. Can you give a seat for going through? I'll speak for like 15-20 minutes and then... Kopa Mataji, there's also, when you do the offering, there's rasmalai and sweets for them in the bag, the pumpkin. So Mahaprabhu, when he went to Gaya, what's the importance of initiation? You may say, oh, initiation, I'm a devotee. I chant. I like Krishna. I don't need initiation. No need. What's the need? But look at the transformation of Mahaprabhu from before and after. When he met Ishwar Puripad and took mantra, what happened? Pagal ho gaya. Became Bhavuk Nimai. Before he was a scholar arguing, he wrote a book. He was the greatest scholar. He defeated Keshav Kashmiri as a boy. He wrote this book that was so powerful that he met one other scholar that was a great scholar, and he read it and said, if you publish this, then no one else will ever publish anything. Because it's so powerful. It's like you're destroying all of us. So Mahaprabhu threw it in the Ganga. And we don't have it. You can imagine, Mahaprabhu wrote this big book, the book of all books, and he threw it away. And he left us 8 verses that we heard last night. Why? So much is written, but what do you follow? Thousands of Upanishads, hundreds of Puranas, Itihas, Sastras, unlimited. So therefore in Kali Yuga, take the essence and follow it. This is an applied process. As much as you can, follow bit by bit by bit. And then you'll develop. So Mahaprabhu, he took initiation. What was the effect of that? When he came back to Nadia, people thought he had gone mad. He had students. Before he would teach them about so much Vyakara and scholarly Nyaya and things like that. Afterwards, he said they would come every day for his lessons. You can go back to your teachers and say, what is your paper tomorrow? 10 pages, Krishna, 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 Krishna. See what they say. And then at the end you can say, and the gopis cooked for him very nicely. Let's do a paper on gender roles in cooking. Write 10 pages, Krishna, Krishna, and they say, oh, Aryan, put him in the institution. Therefore, antaranishta bhaya loke vyavahar. Keep your faith inside and develop it, ripen it. When Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to go to Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu said, Markat Vairagya na akuro loko degaya. Don't do Markat Vairagya, monkey renunciation, just to show people. Antaranishta kore bhaya loke vyavahar. Learn how to deal with the public so that they're, happy, no problem, he's very good. Paravyasani Nadi. In the end of CC, Mahaprabhu talks, after Shikshastakam, he says, what is the ultimate lesson? He said, like a paramour. He said, gives a very materially bad example, but spiritually high example. Like a paramour will go about her duties very properly, efficiently, and nicely, so that no one suspects, and then when she gets a moment, she'll meet with her beloved. So in the same way we do our bhajan and bhakti in this world, that no one suspects anything. Oh, a very good person, dutiful, doing everything, maintaining society very nicely. But inside only Krishna, 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 Krishna. So Mahaprabhu, he took mantra from Ishwara Puri, And then he said, Kiva mantra dile, kiva tarafala, japite japite mora manara pagal. What mantra have you given me, Goshai? And what is its fruit? Chanting this, I've become mad. When he met with the sannyasis, headed by Prakashananda in Varanasi, they said, why are you just dancing like crazy people in the streets? People say, Sankirtan, this is not how you preach. People think we're crazy. You should be a nice suit, sit in the front of people and talk about philosophy. Mahaprabhu said, Murkha tumi tomar nahi ka Vedanta adhikar. My Gurudev said, oh, I'm a fool. I don't have the qualification for Vedanta. Sada Krishna Nam Japa. You have the qualification to constantly chant the holy names. So Mahaprabhu is dancing with tens of thousands of people, and the scholarly people, they don't know Prem, they don't know Bhakti Ras, so they think, let's sit in an armchair and discuss philosophy about devotion. They don't have any, so they like to talk about it. If they have it, they'll be dressing Thakurji, cooking for Thakurji, cleaning the temple. Then Harikatha is Harikatha. Bhakti, we want to relish that Bhakti Ras. It's like if you have the best food every day, you're not going to go to eat some rubbish. So when you develop the taste for Bhakti Ras and Seva, that's the best nourishment to the soul. So you always want to do that. Doing anything else will be like a punishment. So therefore, we're trying to develop our taste for Bhakti. So therefore, our Gurudev would say, initiation is also important. Because this is establishing some bandha, relationship. But with who? With Krishna. Nowadays, there's a guru craze means, who's your guru, who's your guru, who's your guru, who's your guru, who's your guru? But when we surrender, who does Guru offer us to? Krishna. Therefore Mahaprabhu says, Diksha kale bhakta kari atma samarpana. At the time of initiation, Diksha, Guru offers you to Krishna, and Krishna accepts you. Se deha karitara chidanandamoy. Then Krishna makes you have a spiritual body. Chidanandamoy, full of spiritual ananda and transcendental consciousness. Tar prakrita deha charana bhajai. And with that transcendental body, then you can serve Shri Krishna. So that's why initiation is important, because it's the process, it's called the alchemical process, spiritual alchemy. Turning iron to gold. And therefore we enter the school of Diksha. And so that's why we say, to serve the deities, you must take initiation. Why? Because you're entering now the process to become transcendentally situated. And you're offering yourself to Krishna. So Guru offers you to Krishna. How? Through the disciplic succession. Therefore we say a Guru with no Guru is no Guru. This is our philosophy. So therefore, we take the humble position and we try to connect everyone to Krishna. But this is showing the importance of this. Gurudev said, this is establishing your sambandha. Now I am connected. This is my family, Achyuta Gotra. There are many sides of this. You can say also, our Gurudev, when he was a young boy, they were trying to give him Upavitra from a Kula Guru. He said, did Hanuman have Upavitra Sanskar? Did Kak Basandi have Upavitra Sanskar? Kak Basandi was a famous crow devotee. He was a dacoit who killed many people. And then later he was a Shiva Bhakta. And he forced a Ram Bhakta to make a Shiva Puja. And Ram Bhakta said, I'm only Ram's devotee, I won't do Shiva Puja. So he said, I'll kill you if you don't do it. And he was about to kill him, and Shiva appeared and cursed him, you're going to die 1,000,000 deaths, very painfully. I myself worship Ram. And so then the devotee felt so much sadness for this person, he said, he doesn't know anything, forgive him. So therefore, Shiva said, okay, it'll be very quick. It'll be very quick. Take birth and die 1,000 times in a few moments, like a bacteria. And then he took birth again, and then he went back to that Bhakta and said, give me Ram Nam. He said, no, I won't give. Everything is one. Why? He's already, that's why Mayavadi is, what is Mayavad? Mayavad is only for those who have no qualification for Bhakti. Then Krishna says, go and teach everything. You are God, you are God. Yeah, then everyone's running around like a madman. Nowadays in the India, everyone thinks you're God. And you look at Western Eastern philosophers, they say, yeah. So many atheistic Western philosophers who preach the so-called Eastern philosophy, but only the cheating philosophy that's there to delude the general public, which does not develop the eligibility for bhakti. Then they can teach Mayavad. You are God. In the West, you go to an insane asylum, half the people there are Jesus Christ. And I know someone who's not Jesus Christ. His son is Jesus Christ, but he is the father of Christ. And you see how much they abuse people in their life. So, okay, you're not ready to love God and serve Him, so think you're God and wander around like a madman. But our philosophy, Jivara Surupa Hoy Krishna Nityadas, Krishna Tatashta Shakti Ved Aved Prakash. We're always eternally the servants of Sri Krishna. Seva is Ananda. When we understand that, then we understand Bhakti. Seva is Ananda, bliss. Therefore the Brajavasis are always serving. It's so blissful. What's better to, I'm just going to lay in bed all day and do nothing? I'm going to be with devotees enthusiastically and program, prasad, get ready, Thakurji, dancing in Sankirtan, having Mahaprasad. What's better? Seva is better. And everything we do in Bhakti should be understood through the lens of Seva. Here together, we're doing Seva. Taking prasad, we're doing Seva. Taking rest at night, we're doing Seva. Serving Thakurji, anything we do. In the temple, anything you do is God's service. Because the center is one, Krishna. So anyhow, we'll continue tonight. Speak for 5 more minutes, then we let people speak. Mahaprabhu came back as Bhabuk Nimai. And everyone, only a few people rejoiced. Who rejoiced? Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, Shrivas, Swarup Damodar. Oh, now it's beginning. Now it's time to begin. What is the real movement? What is the real mission? Now we can start. Everyone else thought they would go to the doctor. What happened to my Nimai? What happened to our Nimai? He's gone mad. He has some malady of the airs. It means like too much vata and people go pagal. Too much vata. Some kapha is necessary. Some grounding is necessary. Mahaprabhu was pagal ho gaya. But this is the inception of spiritual transformation. A little bit of madness is a good thing. Our Gurudev would say, those who are half mad, they can stay in the temple. So I am the administrator of an insane asylum. But, what does Krishna say in the Gita? Yani sa sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami. Those who are real, intelligent people, they are awake when others are asleep, and asleep when others are awake. So they don't live in the same world. Therefore they can't understand each other. Therefore, those who are mad say those who are intelligent are mad. There's a anecdote. A great, you could say, tantric wizard poisoned the well that was the whole town's well with something that made everyone go crazy. And then everyone went to drink that water, and everyone became crazy. But one person, they were away or something, and then they came home and saw everyone had gone crazy. They were alone with the last sane person left. And everyone was attacking them. Look at this person, he's such a horrible person going against the herd. This person is mad. Run him out of the town. So they said, okay, let me go to the well and drink it. And he also became mad. Then they're all very good. There's a story of a sadhu who was a boy in this village. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was preaching in. And everyone in the village was drunkards and smoked habitually. Bidi. But one boy, he was a sadhu from his previous nature. So he was against it. And he would never do it. And they thought this person is pagal. Why is he against us all? And so one time a preacher came. And they thought, oh, he's just like a good, spiritual person. Maybe he can help our son. Maybe he can teach him how to be a drunkard, a womanizer, and always smoking. Maybe he can help him. They said, okay, come and teach our son. He said, okay, no problem. Send him to me, I'll teach him. for 2-3 days, taught him, and then he's a lost cause. If you want, I can take care of him, but he's a lost cause. Okay, you take him. So he became a sadhu. Haribo. So that's why they say Mahaprabhu has become apparently mad, but now this is the beginning of real intelligence. But learn to control it. And don't imitate. Don't imitate. But we want this transcendental madness. Divya Unmad. This is called bhakti. As we progress, bhakti bhava prem tina prakashata. So Mahaprabhu began his Sankirtan movement. This is the beginning of Mahaprabhu's real movement. Day and night they would be doing Sankirtan. Enough philosophy has been spoken. Let us do Nam Sankirtan. Then when you practice Nam Sankirtan, all knowledge will come to you. That's why they say, there was a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta who was illiterate. Didn't know anything. And he always was just serving. He was serving in the garden. And one great, like a king, came and he said, "Oh, Bhaktisiddhanta, I want to hear Bhagavad Shabda. I want to hear Bhagavad Shabda. Send me to one of your scholarly disciples." He said, "Okay, good." He's out in the garden. He went to the garden and this person was taking care of the eggplant and the vegetables, and he was chanting, "Oh, hey Vaishnava Thakura Dvayara Shagora Edase Karuna Kori Diya Pada Chaya Shoda He Amare Tomara Charana Dhori." Oh Vaishnav Thakur, eggplant. Oh Vaishnav Thakur, tomato. Oh Vaishnav Thakur, Loki. You're so glorious. Very soon you're going to be directly enjoyed by the Lord. When will I be so fortunate like you? And then this person started serving with him 1, 2, 3 days. Then Bhagavad Shabda was complete. Then he became Bhakta. Therefore, Swarup Damodar said, "Jaha Bhagavata Paro Vaishnavirastane Ekant Ashray Karo Chaitanya Charare." Bhakti is important. Therefore, hear the Bhagavatam from the Bhakta, the real Bhakta. Those who have Bhakti, always engaged in service, who have real devotion for the Lord, who relish that Sevananda, hear from them. Ekanta Ashray Karo Chaitanya Charane. Take one pointed shelter of Lord Chaitanya. Then you can understand Bhagavat. Otherwise, Gokshadas Babaji Maharaj, once they asked him, "Oh, there's a great Bhagavat speaker in Vrindavan. Come and hear from him. You're the most important Vaishnav now, so you should endorse them." He said, "All he's only doing is takata sikata, takata sikata, takata sikata." He's speaking, and in his mind, he's counting the coins. This person, if I'm nice to them, yes, 1, 2 big coins they'll give me. Then this is only money movement. We're not interested in the money movement. We're interested in the movement of the heart. Then automatically Lakshmi Sahasrasata Sambrahma Sevyamano, thousands of Lakshmis are ready to serve. There's no shortage, lacking of anything. If bhakti is there, everything is there. If bhakti is not there, everything is useless. No need the temple. Temple is only a place for bhakti. Therefore, in the temple, the most important activity is Harikatha and Harikirtan. So Mahaprabhu at that time, he began 1 year Sankirtan in Srivasangan. 1 year. And people were so much opposed. They were saying, the Hindus were saying, "I'm going to call the Muslim rulers and kill you all." You see, usually the worst enemies are in your own camp. Your own close associates, they'll be your worst enemies. Those who should be the same jat, they'll be a jatiya, vijatiya. Radharani herself says, and I'll end with this, we'll talk more tonight. I want to continue. So we did one class for Gaura-Lila, one class before Balya, just talking about Mahaprabhu. Now, this past time, tonight, Sannyas Lila. Sannyas Lila. Why did he take sannyas? Why? He took initiation, okay. Then no need sannyas. And Kali Yuga said, sannyas is very dangerous. It's not recommended. Don't take sannyas. No. No one needs sannyas. Dangerous. Brahmachari is good. Grihastha is good. Sannyas then, they didn't offer me pranam. Danger. So, yet Mahaprabhu took sannyas. Our Gurudev took sannyas. When Prabhupada took sannyas. Why? So we can discuss. It's important. So, In this way, what is Radha Upadesh? Jare deke tare karo Krishna Upadesh amara gyai guru hoy tare desh. Wherever you go, speak about Krishna Upadesh. But when Mahaprabhu told, he's very humble, he said, go and speak about Krishna. He told Nitai went and spoke everywhere about Gauranga. Therefore we are Gaudiya Bhaktas, Gaudiya. Followers of Gaudi. Gaudi means followers of Srimati Radhika. She is Gaudi. Then we are Gaudiya. There's 4 Sampradayas, and we are in the Madhva Sampradaya. But within that Madhva Sampradaya, the speciality is that we are followers of Srimati Radhika, Gaudiya. Gaudika. Gaudis. We are her followers. And therefore, Gaur Upadesh is Radha Upadesh. What did she speak through him? Therefore, we study Rup Shiksha, Sanatan Shiksha, Raya Ramananda Samvad, all these teachings of Mahaprabhu, because she's very shy. She doesn't want to speak about prem. Where's the book that Radharani wrote? Has anyone read it? She has real prem, so when she tried to write, she spent the whole night trying to write a letter to Krishna. In the morning, Lalita Devi saw there's a piece of paper with some smudged ink. And just half the syllable for ka, a little part of kri, little smeared line shna, not complete. On Radharani's feet, Krishna writes Krishna, but his hand's shaking. Therefore, Radharani here, Krishna is on her feet. But Krishna is writing it, so his hand's shaking. So when Radharani writes a book, she can't even finish Krishna, because she has prem. But Krishna, he is Purush, bold. And he has some abhiman. So Krishna, he is, as Mahaprabhu, he is teaching. But he is Radha Bhava Duty. He has the mood of Radharani. So Krishna is speaking Radharani's words. And therefore, what's the evidence? He learned from Vishaka Devi, Raya Ramananda. He learned from Sanatan Rupa. With them, he discussed. And therefore, our Krishna is also Mahaprabhu, and the gopis are also Mahaprabhu's parikar. So we're trying to understand and approach their service genuinely. If we genuinely follow, we can be genuinely successful, and all the external things naturally will come. First, internal conquest. First, the internal battle should be won. And that is daily practice, daily sadhana. Then, Bhaya Loka Vyavahar, preaching. This is our dharma, prachar. Prana Chejar Sehitu Prachar. We want to preach, but more than that, we want to practice. More than greed for preaching should be the greed to practice. At the same time, Radharani said, love is like a lion that devours everything. So the movement is very powerful if the bhakti is very powerful. Swami Prabhupada preached so powerfully because he was a scholar. Because he was a very wonderful, intelligent gentleman. People say, oh, Prabhupada, when we were doing the biography for Srila Gurudev, people were telling me, don't write that he's an associate of Radha Krishna. He was a nice Indian gentleman, sadhu preacher. No. Do Christians say Jesus was a nice man who taught some good moral lessons? Would be good to your neighbors. No, he's the Son of God. Then there's power. Our Guru Varga, they are eternal associates of Radha Krishna. We are so fortunate to be under their presence and their shelter and have an opportunity to serve them. Therefore, it's our eternal aspiration to be in their service. We eternally desire to be the servant. Then we can preach. We never want to be Guru. Oof, heavy burden. Why would I want such a heavy burden? Oof. Das. Mahaprabhu said, I'm always Das. We're always Das. Every real Guru thinks he is Das. Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada said, I've taken on this heavy burden of responsibility sitting here being worshipped. But everyone he would see would say, Das Usmi, I am the servant. Every disciple, Das Usmi. Patita Udaran Bandhav. You are my friend who is saving me in a very calamitous situation. So therefore we must, Harikata, try to understand the philosophy of Mahaprabhu. Practice it, then you'll understand it. That's why Mahaprabhu said it's very simple. Shikshastakam. Chant, Don't worry, I'm not a pure devotee. Everyone wants to be a pure devotee. Just be a devotee. Be happy with that. We don't need a PhD, pure devotee. Meaning we need a pure devotee, but we don't need to think, I will be a pure devotee. Be a devotee, then you'll automatically be a pure devotee. What is a real bhakta? Understand the glory of that position. And be happy. I was asked this morning, and I'll finish with this, and we can go a little late, no problem. How do you balance greed and patience? On one hand, we're told, be greedy, be greedy, be greedy. Run with your eyes closed. Tatra lolyam api mulyam. Greed is the only cost to purchase this. On the other side, dharyat, be patient. If you are really greedy, you'll be perfectly patient. The more your greed advances, the more your patience will be there. Therefore, there's the story of the Brahmin. The Brahmin was doing bhajan under a tree. Brahmin was doing bhajan under a tree with thousands of leaves. Narad Muni came. Narad Muni said, how are you? Oh, you're going to see Narayan in Vaikuntha? Yes. Ask him, when will I come to the spiritual world to see him? Okay. Narad Muni went to Vaikuntha. Oh Narayan, when will this devotee come to see you? He's doing bhajan under a tree. Narayan smiled. As many leaves are on the tree, that many lives it will take. Narad was thinking, oh, he's doing such nice bhajan and you're going to tell him that? So he didn't go back. He went on many other places, world tour. But finally, in the due course of time, he thought I should at least, see if he's still okay. Give him some encouragement. It's going to take him a long time, I should encourage him. He went back and this person was still doing bhajan under the tree. Oh, Narad Muni, come please. Swagat. Washed his feet. So, first, he really wants to say it, but he's not saying it. Oh, how is everything? How is your travels? Have some prasad. Everything is going to TikTok. Conversation. But what's in his heart? He's shy to ask. Then he says, ultimately, bursts out. So when will I go back to Godhead? What did Narayan say? Narad said, we talked about a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on. No, but what do you say about me? Okay, promise you won't get upset. Okay, no problem. Narayan said, as many leaves are on the tree that you're doing bhajan under, that many lives it will take you to go back to Godhead. The Brahmins start to dance ecstatically. Haribo, Haribo, the Lord has blessed me. The Lord has blessed me. Narad was astonished. Look at his enthusiasm and his patience. Just see his patience. He is so greedy that he is very patient, as long as it takes. And in the meantime, let me happily do bhajan. Bhajan is a very beautiful, blissful life. There's sadhus who were very poor. Every day they would go to the forest and collect wood and carry it on their head, a husband and wife. They didn't have any money. Every day they would work and do bhajan. One time, Narad said, Vishnu, your devotees are so poor. Shiva Bhaktas are very rich, but he is a beggar. You're Lakshmi Pati, but all your devotees are beggars. So let's go and give them gold. So Narayan and Narad went behind a tree, put gold in the path. Big pile of gold. And the husband and wife were walking. The husband was a little ahead. He looked, his wife was about 50 yards back. He saw the gold, he covered it with dirt and kept walking. When his wife came up, she said, why are you covering dirt with dirt? So Vishnu said, my devotees don't want anything. So whatever, I'm trying to give them, they don't want anything. So whatever comes, comes. But the point is that he had so much patience because of his greed. If you really want it, you'll do whatever it takes. You'll have the patience to do as long as it's necessary. So patiently, peacefully try to progress. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhuvevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Hare Krishna.
I wanted to ask a question.
No question.
He said, but is his patience, because of his patience being like that, but why?
Well, the end of the story is that Vishnu immediately came and delivered him. Sorry. The end of the story, he immediately came, right? Narad said, you just said you're going to take thousands of lifetimes. He said, look at his enthusiasm. How could I wait? He's so patient. How could I wait? Just like the story of the Kakvasandi. 1,000,000 lifetimes passed like that. He said, because of his patience, yes, very quickly. And Narayan immediately came and delivered him. Quale sti dia così?